Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Financially Forever After, a love and money podcast. We are your hosts, Lindsey and
Brett, the moneymaker. Shunk.
here to offer you some relationship, love, children, all the works. Relationship.
Love children. What does that even mean?
Yeah, love and children, love and marriage, love and relationships. I don't know. Relationship is
a singing show now. What's happening?
Broad term relationships.
Okay,
got it. So it's not always about a love relationship between you and a spouse or you and a significant other. It can be kids sometimes. But what do you have to offer?
What do I have to offer? I'd like to think a lot, but today we're going to talk. We talked last episode about diversification of a portfolio.
Yes.
Talk some nuclear stocks, some picks, how that works a little bit.
You know what that made me think of when you talked about nuclear?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with like Michael and getting the ooze.
Do you remember The Simpsons?
I see you're green and that makes me think of this.
Homer Simpson works in a nuclear. Is it a nuclear power plant?
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. So there you go. They're ahead of their time.
Oh.
Working in a nuclear power
Is that show still going?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a conspiracy about the Simpsons that they predict the future in the episodes. They've been able to tell a lot of things happen.
Oh, okay.
That's a conspiracy anyway.
Oh, gosh. You and your conspiracy theories.
Getting off a tangent here. What do you got? What's going on in your life?
I mean, the other day at church, it's kind of funny. So our youngest, our 11-year-old, she was not doing good. She was sick, not feeling well. And just
'tis the season.
Yeah, it's the season, kind of cold and flu season and whatnot. So she was just laying on me in church. I just put your head down. It's okay, hon. So she was laying on me, and all of a sudden she sits up. She looks at me and she goes, "Dad, I got a fart." And I go, "What?" And then she goes, "I just farted."
Wow.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then she goes, "Ooh, that's a smelly one."
Well, she was sitting.
Oh, then 7 seconds.
Was it bad?
Okay. Well, I mean, my nose doesn't smell much.
Oh gosh, people around you are probably suffering.
I mean,
that's almost as bad as doing it on an airplane. When people do it on an airplane, it's just rude. You can't escape, just like church. I mean, you can kind of escape at church, but you're stuck in these chairs. And
it's what it is. I mean, it happened. Everybody toots. There's a book about it or something.
Yeah, that's true.
You wasn't feeling good. What do you expect? It's fine.
Again, 'tis the season.
Tis the season. So what do we got today?
All right. So we're going to get right into it today with we're going to talk about marriage today.
Ooh, okay. Not children, as you mentioned.
Not children.
Okay.
This is just about marriage.
All right, marriage. What do we got?
We've been married, going to be 18 years this summer. Yes. Yes, right?
No, I don't think so.
Yes.
Oh, yes. You're right.
We don't even know how long.
2026. Yep, you're right.
And then we've been together, over 20
years. 6 years prior to that. So
yeah, I mean, we're not experts by any means in the marriage.
But we got 23 years together so we have got some experience.
You got some do's and don'ts, but this question is going to be for you today to start us off. So the question is, what no one tells you about marriage. So I want to ask you, what would you say is something that no one told you about marriage that you're learning or you have learned now that we've been married almost 18 years?
Well, you learn this along the way. You learn this. You don't even have to be married to learn this. If you ever had a boyfriend or girlfriend, but the longer on your relationships go and more honest you can become, but you learn to shut your mouth sometimes. And they say shut your mouth, just because you're right doesn't mean you have to voice your right. You can think things, don't say the things, but then there's other times you gotta stick up for yourself or stick up for other people and let you know, hey, this is important, this isn't how things should be, and then go from there. But learning when and when not to speak up, trying to be more of a wise owl.
I like that. That's what our kids call my dad. They say Grandpa's a wise owl.
Who?
I'm like, oh. He reminds me of a 1, a 2, a 3. A 3. Like the dumb.
How many to get to the middle of the Tootsie Pop?
The Tootsie Pop, yeah. So yes, that's a very good point. We'll get into that further. But the first one, and I thought this was really good. Um, it says love is constant, but liking each other comes and goes.
Yep.
And I 100% agree with that. It makes me think of that movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. She's like, I love you, Benny, but I don't have to like you right now or something. I'm like, that's so true.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So no one really tells you there's going to be seasons of love, or I mean, seasons of like. Love is always there. The love is the underlying, but the seasons of the liking. So you love your spouse deeply, but sometimes you just aren't going to feel emotionally connected. There's things that are going on. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's kids, maybe it's your job, fill in the blank. Or sometimes you don't particularly like how they're showing up. So, maybe they're doing stuff you're like getting under your skin. You're not about it. Those kind of things. I think there are definitely things you do that annoy me. And they annoy me. Sometimes you do them purposely. And same for me. I think there's some things I know.
Wait a second. What do I do purposely? Tell me.
There are things
like what? I don't know.
That will get under my skin. You're asking me to think on the fly right now.
Well, I mean, if I do it, I don't think there's anything I ever
that you do
want to purposely do. No, I mean, the only thing I can think of is I love to scare the crap out of you.
I don't like that.
And it is so fun.
I don't enjoy that.
But I don't really think that's petty. It's just for
not
fun.
Petty, but I definitely don't like it.
Oh, but it's so fun.
For you.
I promise I will not stop doing that. Because I enjoy it too much. So, but otherwise, I don't think I do anything on purpose to.
Well, that's on purpose.
That's not.
If one person likes it and the other doesn't, I wouldn't say that's something
I know, but it's not like I, in essence, leave my coffee cup all around the place. Like, I don't do that on purpose.
That.
Okay.
I'm drinking it. So anyway, let's get back on topic here. This doesn't mean the marriage is failing if you are in the season of not liking each other. It just means that you're human. So long-term love isn't a constant high. It's a commitment through emotional weather. So there's going to be times where you're in the season of the winter and it's not like season. And that's okay. It's how your commitment level can write it out. Number 2, marriage exposes your unhealed stuff. So when they say that, they say some of your triggers, your attachment patterns and coping mechanisms all surface further down the road because you're getting more comfortable with each other. Maybe it didn't even surface all the way when you were dating. Maybe this is something coming out now that you're really connected, you're married, you've been together, fill in the blank how many years, and some of these things are starting to come to the surface. Your partner didn't create your wounds, they just activated them. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I would say that's true.
Because you're letting your walls down completely, I feel like. Or if you don't have that in your marriage, you probably should, because I don't think there's anything you've seen my good and bad and ugly, and I've seen the same for you. Yep. I feel like there's nothing really that you've seen all my stuff that I do that's annoying or things I freak out about. You've seen my anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone said it. I'm not sure, but you love somebody in spite of what they're bad things rather than you love them because of all the good.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think there can be said for both on that, but I think really the love is accepting the flaws and trying to work at them and get better as a couple.
Yeah, totally. I would agree with that. So number 3, you will argue about the same thing forever. I love this one because it is so true. The conflict might shift form, but the theme often stays the same. Money, time, sex, control versus freedom, feeling seen. What would you think some of our constant battles are?
Do you want me to say these in front of everybody here?
I mean, maybe cater what you're going to say a little bit, but yeah, sure, you can list a few.
I mean, money's not an issue. We come across an agreement. You used to ask me if we had money to buy on something, and I would say, no, absolutely not. Then you're like, I know you're lying. And then you're like, I think we need this, and then they would just get purchased. That was kind of our agreement until, and
We
so
have a budget though. Like if it's
yeah,
anything over a certain amount, we have to both ask each other. We
yeah.
can't
So
go
the
out
thing
and
is,
just
we
spend.
said it was like $500. If it's over five, and I think that's a good thing. Kind of on the financial side
Those are
here,
big
is
purchases.
that like you need
$500
to
is a
set a
lot.
limit with your spouse
Mhm.
because that can cause problems
Yeah.
and can cause big issues if one person's a spender and the other one's not, and you're not on the same page. You need to be on the same page
Yeah,
in regards to that.
I agree with
I
that.
mean, family's been reasons to fight in the past,
Mm-hmm.
and worked,
Mm-hmm.
and where you might work or not work, and things of that nature have caused issues,
Yeah, 100%.
or what you did or didn't do because of me working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's, I would say, is
that's a
probably the
constant.
biggest one that we have on
Yes.
the docket today.
Yeah.
I would say is, honestly, if you want to get real right now, is you feeling like
Less than.
or you don't have value for all the stuff that you constantly do.
Yeah.
I think
Because
that
I set my stuff aside for you to grow your business and go out on your own and get all the accolades, and I raised the kids.
you're not wrong, but also I have told you over the years that if you want to do something or start a business, I'm all for it, but you
Mhm.
don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
So that's the constant issues that we argue with or we talk about. So there you go. Dirty laundry out
Yeah.
there. I'm sure
Figuring
everybody's
it
got
out.
dirty laundry, and y'all got to figure it out. But
Yeah.
here we are trying to work through it and get better one day at a time.
Well, and so they say healthy marriages aren't conflict free, they're repair rich. I like that. Repair rich. The win isn't solving the issue, it's learning how to navigate it better each time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good advice. Number 4, intimacy requires intentional maintenance. Chemistry fades without attention, so desire doesn't thrive on autopilot. I would 100% agree with this. I feel like when you and I are being intentional, going on dates, making a point to check in with each other, we feel more emotionally connected as well. And then our intimacy improves as well, too, because we want to be affectionate with one another. So they said romance isn't spontaneous. It's created. So being at this, it is romantic to come home and see that you flew through rose petals all over, spontaneous in a sense, but being intentional with setting dates and setting dinner times, and then maybe rotating 1 week you plan it, 1 week I plan it, that sort of thing, so that we know that it's on the books and we're going to make sure it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that?
Yep, I would agree.
Yeah.
I think the dates is the biggest thing, is
Mhm.
making sure that you put something on the calendar,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
not just like, oh, we're going to do it once a week. Okay, great. Like,
Actually,
put it on the calendar,
at the
6
calendar.
o'clock,
Mhm.
or even if it's in my opinion, like, even if it's a date going out with friends, like, you can go like us as a couple with another couple, and
Mhm.
like you're at least going out and having a
Yeah,
time. It's
having
not the same,
togetherness.
but it's still better than nothing.
Agree. I'm going to breeze through these last few because I want to get to the end. Number 5, you'll mourn versions of your marriage that end. So life before kids, life before hardship, life before betrayal, illness, or loss. Marriage has chapters, and closing one can hurt even when the next chapter can be good. Resentment builds quietly, not loudly. Resentment grows if needs aren't expressed, effort feels unequal, appreciation is missing, conversations are avoided to keep peace. Silence is often more damaging than conflict. I want to touch on that real quick because I feel like, especially earlier on, we would always get called out by friends, sometimes our own parents. They're just like, you guys bicker a lot. But I felt like because we bickered a lot, we really didn't have big, huge arguments because we kind of let it all on the table right away. It was like, you're annoying me, blah, let's talk about this, or bicker, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, even now, like, it's probably like, what, 2 big arguments a year is all?
Mhm.
Like, we really don't.
We don't hold things in
No.
for the most part. We're pretty much, let's get this off our chest and address this and not hold on to it.
I'll tell you
I
when
feel
you're
like it's
being a
like-
pain in the
yeah.
ass.
Yeah, and I'll tell you.
Yep, exactly.
We don't let it fester. And I think that can be damaging. Some people feel like if I just hold it in, then, it'll make things better in the long run. But if you continue to do that, it's like you're going to eventually just blow your top. So I don't know. It works for us. Maybe other people wouldn't agree with that, but for us, we like to get it off our chest.
I think you just got to make sure that you do it in the appropriate setting.
Yeah.
Don't do it in front of kids or have a code word that you can say like, hey, you got to stop.
Yeah.
Completely.
I don't think the bickering part, though, in front of our kids, like arguments and yelling at each other, yes, that's not done in front of the kids. But I think it's good for them to see bickering, because then if you can show them a conflict resolution.
Depends on what is said.
Yeah.
And how far you,
sure.
For
sure.
There's some things you just don't say.
Yeah, agree. You will feel lonely even while married. Loneliness doesn't mean you choose the wrong person. It means connection needs attention. Number 8, marriage requires re-choosing each other. I love this. People change. Values shift. Dreams evolve. You don't just say I do once. You say it again and again and again. You continue to choose that person. So, marriage is not just, you say that I do that first time and it's just, that gets you through everything. It's not how it works. It's built on recommitment and choosing each other, even through the hard times, the bad times, everything in between. Staying isn't always the hard part. Staying engaged is. So if you're emotionally just not invested with each other, that can ruin a marriage in a lot of cases. So choosing each other, going on those dates, maybe taking a trip, spending that quality time together, it makes a huge difference. And it also allows you to check in with each other. Maybe throughout the week, we might not get to see each other very much. We got kids stuff going on all the time. So having that time to, let's check in. What went well this week? What do we need to work on? What's going on with the kids? And it's kind of a debrief, if you will, of our week. Would you say?
Yeah, we talk to each other a couple times throughout the day, typically. So,
but not always. Sometimes it's just in passing, or what kids' activities do we have? So
yeah, it happens.
It's not always deep connection. So, takeaway for the listeners and for ourselves, because I feel like we could do this as well. Marriage isn't about finding the right person. It's about becoming the kind of partner who can keep choosing each other through change. So, there you go. The struggles don't necessarily mean you're struggling, or struggles do mean you're struggling.
I was like, really?
Struggles don't mean you're failing, but they mean you're in the middle of the work. So there you go.
Okay.
Marriage 101. What do you got for us today?
All right. So last week we spoke on nuclear and how that could be potentially part of your portfolio, but how that could be super risky if you just own like one stock, and how there's variance from like negative 60% return for 2025 returns compared to like 100% return for a different stock. So the word diversification is something you definitely want to have. So as we look at it this week, we're going to talk large cap funds. We might get, if we get past that, we might get into something else, but I'm gonna quiz you here, because we know that you love to be quizzed on financial stuff.
I absolutely adore it.
Okay, so there is a market capitalization breakdown. So we have large cap, medium cap, small cap, mega cap, which is a subset of large cap.
Okay.
And then micro cap. Okay, so this all has to refer to how many dollars that these companies have.
Oh gosh.
So for instance, like a Microsoft, they have, trillions of dollars. Yeah. So like, okay, obviously they're a large cap because they have trillions of dollars.
Makes it a mega cap then.
Yeah, there you go. Oh gosh, you're good. You might get all the right answers.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but we're going to say
A and B and C.
Okay, so large cap. Okay, I'll give you A, B, and C. Do we think large cap is from 50 billion to 300 billion? Do we think it's from 20 billion to 275 billion, or do we think it's from 10 billion to 200 billion?
What was B? I forget already.
It was 50 to 275.
I will say B.
Actually, I don't remember if that's right. It's wrong. I don't know. I don't remember.
I was like, I don't think that was right. Oh, my God.
I just knew B wasn't the right answer, so I had to make it up again. I can't remember the numbers.
What is the answer?
Okay, so it's 10 billion to 200 billion. So you're considered a large cap. So that's just a big company that's been around for a long period of time. Or it could be a company that hadn't been around a long period of time, but just had crazy growth and is worth a big valuation right now. So since we are talking that, so what would be mega cap? Any idea what mega cap if
Well, anything over the
200, yep, the 200 billion, yep, you're right. So anything over 200 billion, which you're talking,
What are
Microsoft.
some examples? Microsoft.
I mean, yeah, you got like Microsoft, Nvidia,
Tesla in there.
I was assuming Tesla's up there. I think they're top 7.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are gigantic companies. So
Yeah.
they would all be up there.
Okay.
Okay. So then large caps 10 to 200 billion. Any idea what mid cap is?
Well, I would guess it goes up to 9 or 9.5.
Yep,
Since then you're hitting, starting at, these were billions. So I would say it starts in multi-million.
You're very close. No, it starts at billion. So mid cap is 2 billion to 10 billion.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay. And then we
So
have,
if you're right at 10, what divides it?
so it's just, I mean, it's not going to be like 10 billion
Yeah.
even.
Yeah,
Like no one's even, you're going to be a little over
Okay.
10 or a little shy of 10. Yep.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
So large cap's 10 billion plus, medium cap 2 to 10 billion, and then small cap is 300 million to 2 billion.
Okay.
Okay. So micro cap is under 300 million. So anyway, that's the definition of like size of the particular companies. So there is inside large cap sector, there can be what's called a growth fund or growth stock, or there can be a value stock. What would you say the difference from a growth stock to a value stock is?
Growth stock means that they've seen growth. Or
Well, value stocks could see some growth too in their particular stock.
it's going to grow like a beanstalk.
So because you're wearing green, you think
And
everything.
value, I just think value like a value store. It's like cheap.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're on the right wavelength there. Okay, so growth stocks really, they reinvest their earnings back in the company. They want rapid expansion. They want rapid growth. So I just think of like the Nvidias of the world. Like they want a tech company just grow. They're not paying out like a dividend to you. Some value ones, they have low price to earning rates. They pay strong dividends. And as they look, for industry wide, they say, all right, well, are we one of these industry leaders, but do we have a big intrinsic value that we think if we bought in now, we're getting it on the cheap? So kind of like you said, hey, there's a value associated with it. You're getting it cheap, so they appear cheaper relative to their net worth, at least as at that current time. So some examples would be like a Procter & Gamble of a value stock, or a Johnson & Johnson, or an ExxonMobil. Those are ones that, big, large companies that have been around a long period of time. And since they've been around a long period of time, they're considered value, and they pay out a dividend and whatnot. So give you a couple more real quick here. So let's see here. What is a large cap growth stock? So the growth stocks, you could say like Amazon, Disney, Coca-Cola. Those would be examples of large cap. So Coca-Cola, you might say, hey, they might be more of a value since they're probably not growing a whole lot. They're not on a growth trajectory because there's only so many people in the world that can drink so many Coca-Colas every single day. So I don't think that would continue to grow. I would really call them, but these are all large cap stocks.
I mean, does it go up in December though? Because all of those polar bears are drinking all those Coca-Cola. Does it hit a spike come December?
Are they still doing the polar bears? Like, what is their name anymore?
I don't know. But that
ask your buddy Will, who works for Coca-Cola.
Yeah, I hope it never goes away. Those bears are the best.
They're so cute. They look like they're cuddly. You're like, all right, what's a big bear?
They would slash your face off and eat you though in real life.
Not if you had a Coke out there. They'd steal the Coke instead. So anyway, that's good enough for today. We'll just talk large cap stocks, and we'll talk maybe mid cap, small cap, and then next time might even go into some safer investments.
So why is it important to know what those differences are between those?
So that's a great question. So on the large cap, these are companies that have been around a long period of time. Some of the mid and smaller ones, they might not have been around long enough, or they might not be as big. So for instance, you would say, all right, well, what's the odds of investing in like NVIDIA right now and having that grow 2 to 3 times the amount that the investment that you put in? Well, it's probably not great today, but it's a company that's good, it's solid, and hopefully you're not going to see a gigantic dip in it or go up. Well, you'd love if it went up a whole bunch. But these smaller cap companies, you say, all right, well, think of like the Netflix when it started early on. If you invested when it was only, dollars compared to the price that it is today, you're like, oh my gosh, it grew, 47 times the amount of my original investment. Yeah, because it started off smaller. So smaller stocks are typically more volatile, give you much larger upside if you hit it big. But the larger cap stocks are like, hey, I've been around for a while.
Yeah.
And if you actually look over the last 10, 15, 20 years, large cap has outperformed, medium cap has outperformed, small cap's done better than medium. But
Really?
Yep, really over the last handful of
So
years.
is it just like a luck of the draw that you get in with a small cap and it ends up skyrocketing like that? Or are there people that really know?
I wouldn't say that's the luck of the draw. There might be some luck that goes into it, but if you invest in the stock market, it's like educated gambling.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it is. So some people are like, oh, well, I'm just going to get in the S&P. Okay, well, if you just get in the S&P 500, you're just getting it only in large. So you're really not ever going to say, oh my gosh, I hit the one that it did a 250% return this year, because that's never happened in the history of the S&P, because you're investing in large cap companies.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been around and they know kind of what's been happening, because they're some of these big, larger companies. They're more, I want to say stable stock market ones, but they'd be more stable than what the small cap was.
Sure.
So if you look,
but small cap is actually cheaper though too. So if
for sure,
wanted to go with a new thing that you think is going to, like, maybe for instance, nuclear.
Yep.
See, I do learn things.
There you go. So you get a cheaper valuation on that. However, you just kind of think like, I didn't even think like Bitcoin in the past, right? It started off like $5.
People that got in when it was early.
Yeah, like $5.
I had a classmate that did, and we thought he was just talking crazy, and now he's sitting pretty good.
I'm sure he'd be sitting very fancy.
So apparently he wasn't so crazy.
Very wealthy. Yep.
So yeah, maybe if there's a new small cap, we should start talking crazy about it too.
You kind of...
Isn't it kind of like not insider trading? What was it where they bought all that? Was it Radio Shack and they drove it up through the roof?
No, it wasn't Radio Shack. It was video game stock.
Oh yeah.
GameStop.
Yeah.
It was GameStop.
So how can they actually do that? Is it just because
I think there's people on Reddit that just say, hey, guess what? We're gonna
do this.
Yep, and we're gonna put all this money into it because supply and demand, and they say, hey, we have a high demand.
That's illegal though, isn't it?
Not the way they did it.
Oh,
it's actually illegal.
Wow. Not coming from that.
Yep, I mean that's the thing. It could go. And here's the thing. This is some advice for you. If you see a stock that goes like this and then all of a sudden it shoots way up, there's a very high probability, at least historically speaking, that within a short period of time, it's going to come back down quite a bit. Not back more than likely to where it was before, but when it shoots up, say, hey, it's $4 a share, $4, and it shoots up to like $25 a share within a short time frame, there's going to be people like, I want to take my profits off the table. They sell it, and it might come back down to like $10. So get ready if you see a big spike like that. No one ever went broke making money.
Yeah.
Which means like, hey,
so you can lock in those all the time.
You can lock in some of those gains. If you say, hey, guess what? I bought it at 4. It's worth 8 right now. Guess what? You could sell half of it, and then everything's pure profit. You get your money back. That ain't a terrible place to do.
Yeah.
Or a thing to do.
I like it.
Yeah.
I should do more stock. Sounds fun.
Yeah. You could have some. Maybe just throw you a little cash.
You just always tell me, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I invest in something small cap, and you'll be like, no, that's a terrible idea. But
give it a shot. They don't all hit, they don't all miss. So yeah.
Great. Well, if they have questions, where can they ask those questions?
Go to our website, financially4everafter.com. Ask a question, leave a comment in there. If you got a question in regards to a particular stock or investment, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to respond on our next episode.
Yeah. And you can also hit us up on social media. You can like and subscribe to make sure you never miss a future episode on YouTube.
Don't want to do that. Gotta
Don't
see
want to
'em
be
all.
doing that, especially back in our Christmas episodes. You'll want to rewatch those if you have not. Those were joyous occasions. So thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Financially Forever After a Love and Money podcast.
Securities offered through Great Point Capital, LLC, member SIPC. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Acadia Life Insurance. Schunkweiler Financial is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, acronym AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Acadia Life Insurance are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Acadia Life Insurance are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Schunkweiler Financial is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Schunkweiler Financial.